And then, yeah, after that, you basically just want to fill up your net with walleye and
Mm-hmm.
then advance a day to sell them once your net's full.
What do you catch the walleye with? That's
The narrow spoon thing.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, I remember that one kid taught you how to do a certain kind of fishing,
Yeah.
but I never learned how to do that, so I only know how to use the lures.
Mm-hmm.
Crap.
All right. Fine. All right. Yeah, let's just travel on over.
Connection with server was lost. Press any button to continue.
Where's the any key?
Basically.
Let's see.
Did the thing die for you too?
No, I'm just trying to figure out why my second fishing rod is in
Okay.
inappropriately set up.
Oh.
Whatever. Okay, I'm going into the friends only room.
Well, I'm not in there. I can't connect to the server for some reason. It
I'll let
keeps
you know if
saying
I can. Just
connection with server was lost.
restart the game or something. I don't know.
I guess I have to. I had a crappy fucking day, man.
They're
Crappy
all
fucking.
crappy, aren't they?
Exactly. Bad day, bad week, bad month, bad year, bad life. Holy shit. I can't remember how long it's been since I was happy. Oh, wait, no, I can remember. Coming up on almost a year since my girl left me, and no amount of women has made that better, fortunately. Ugh.
No, Austin, that's not true. Joe, hold on. God, there
Are you
was
getting disconnected too?
no, I'm still connected. The guy who ran against Al Gore in the 2000 primary, his first name was Joe. He
Lieberman?
was Lieberman. Yes, thank you. Yeah, Joe Lieberman ran against Al Gore, Austin. He didn't win a single state and embarrassed himself, but he did run.
Yeah, there was a time when Joe Lieberman was being considered as John McCain's potential running mate.
Yeah.
And, ugh.
He actually severely cucked Obamacare because he refused to vote on approving a single payer option. He would have been the deciding vote. They had 59 and he would have been vote 60 and he was like, "No."
Yeah, connection with server lost again. Well, that sucks because I'm the one that actually wanted to do this, not you, and I'm the one that can't play.
What the
And
hell?
I truly have no idea why I can't seem to connect to the server, but yeah, I can't connect to the server.
Huh. Your internet's fine, obviously.
Right, like I was able to reboot the game and everything was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking it might actually be like I just can't connect to Emerald Lake or something because everything was fine until I tried to come back here. And it can't connect. So
Try joining another lake and see what happens, I guess, just for fun.
I don't have the money for that. I went all in on Emerald Lake, so I'm just fucked.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sucks.
Well, yeah. No choice. That's the universe telling us that it's Left 4 Dead time. I have no choice.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me pull in my reel. Well, I think we all understand that Trey Lance is going to be super raw. He barely played in college. Hey, Pelagius, what's up? Hey, Cory, how's it going? Oh, I actually have something on the reel. Let me just reel it in, and I'll jump over to Left 4 Dead.
Uh,
I wish you could take a baseball bat so you could just hit the fish and then reel it in.
okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I have no idea what the hell that was. It's definitely some sort of a problem that I'm having with my internet. I don't know what's happening.
Huh, okay. I mean, if that's the case, then we can't play anything together.
More than likely.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I don't know. Try to. I'll just hang out in the fishing for a little bit then,
Okay.
and I don't know, refresh your router or something. That's what the cool kids do, right?
Oh, fuck it. I'm tired of trying.
Probably, but that's a long way away. I'm watching a replay of the game right now. They just showed the Alton Robinson getting pressure to force a basically throwaway in the red zone. Alton might have been our best player. He might actually be something legit.
You know, I gotta tell you, if I had like a genie and I had the ability to have like 3 wishes or anything like that, I feel like I would end up wasting one of my wishes to have the opportunity to be the pitcher who is about to win the World Series in Game 7 for his team, but the bases are loaded and the and then I just intentionally bean batters until we lose. That idea is hilarious to me.
I mean, one of your teammates would probably throw hands with you, right?
Could you fucking imagine? I mean, imagine for a second, like the game is tied. It's the bottom of the ninth. You're the pitcher for the away team, and Game 7 of the World Series. trying to get into extras, win the game there. And the guy that comes up to bat is a guy who like banged your wife or some shit, so everyone in the world knows it's intentional, and you just throw the game away, just fucking throw at him. God, could you fucking imagine? Oh my god, that dude would be a legend. He should end up in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, relatively so, Austin. I mean, not incredibly so, but somewhat. Alton and Taylor will both stands out in this game. Yeah, Taylor has a lot to learn, but he's got talent. It's appealing.
Hold on, I've got an idea. Let me do a speed test. Oh, this was nice. I didn't get the chance to tell you. Some advice that you gave me is actually going to come really in handy because I got a hold of a friend of mine earlier today. He went into cybersecurity and, he's making the big bucks. His career is booming and he's like 10 years younger than me. He's like fresh out of college basically, but things are going wonderful for him. Virus be damned, he's just kicking ass.
Mm-hmm.
And I was asking him because I'm trying to do the cybersecurity thing too in school. I'm all like, well, what should I do? Because I mean, that's basically what I try to do in my life. Is like I fucked so many different things up, but there are some things that I know how to do and that I can do them well, and I do that only because I wanted to be good at those things. So I just asked people who knew what the fuck they were doing. I'm like, I want to do exactly what you did. Tell me, like, give me
Mm-hmm.
the instructions. Let me do it. So I asked him, and he was telling me, he's all like, yeah, what you want to do while you're taking these classes, he's telling me what to do, what classes to take, what certifications to get, and all this. But he's like, yeah, you should try to get any job you possibly can that involves computers in any way. So then I remember one of the things that you were telling me. So I was looking into that, and hopefully, some things look promising. So.
Mm. Yeah, that was one thing. I used to work for a small feeder company that would feed employees to companies like AT&T and T-Mobile. One thing they figured out is you really don't need a college degree to do a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, as time goes on, more and more, a lot of people are starting to realize that college degrees are almost useless. Uh, this person that I know, uh, she, very similar to you. She's an online friend. I met her in the Discord for a Twitch streamer that I followed for 10 years, and she works in the tech industry. I don't know exactly what it is that she does. She does something relating to finances, but she's a programmer. So I think what she does is she probably programs some sort of financial software for this company. I don't fucking know,
Mm-hmm.
but she was telling me, she's like, I'm the only person in my department that actually has a degree is actually in computer science.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll take people who have degrees in biology because they're like, we don't care what degree you have, just have a biology degree. So she was speaking with somebody in HR. She's like, well, how the hell does that help during the hiring process? And it's like, oh, the college degree is mandatory, but it's just like a, a ribbon, it's like a bow on top kind of a shit. It's necessary, it's mandatory, but we don't pay any attention to it in the hiring process other than do you have or not have. And once you have it, we actually pay attention to the things that matter, which is experience in this industry, relevant work experience, blah, 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 blah. So,
Yeah. One of the guys that we hired when I effectively worked for AT&T, he was going to be a manual tester. He was so tech ignorant, he had never sent an email in his life when we hired him.
fucking
He
happened
did
to me.
not know he did not know how to send an email. But we felt like he could do it because it's not that hard to do a lot of this stuff. Hey, introverted.
Could you start over again? Because it happened again, which
Oh.
tells me that, yeah, there's no way we're going to play. But I didn't hear.
Okay, I think I've already told you this, But when I worked for effectively AT&T, we hired a guy for manual QA, and he was so tech ignorant that he had never sent an email in his life until he had gotten
Wow,
hired by us.
that is
He
almost unbelievable.
he did this was back in like 2011, 2012. Wow, I caught a 4.5 pounder almost. I remember that, Corey. I don't know. I mean, I get that the preseason stuff doesn't matter. Some of the stuff is interesting to watch, but like other than some of the things on defense tonight, most of the stuff was not very interesting. And even that stuff is only moderately interesting because it's kind of eh.
Well, now this is just baffling. I've got a really strong connection.
Hmm.
According to speed test, I'm doing pretty good. It's a little bit below what I usually get. But I mean, we're talking about I usually get 80 megabits per second, and now I'm at 54 megabits a second. That's still really good. It's just
Hmm.
not as good as it usually is. So I know that there's something that's going on here. But all Google's telling me is that there's some sort of fucking network issue, and I don't know what the hell it is.
I don't remember how to bring up that iPad map thing. Shoot.
Tab?
Tab. No, that brings up chat.
Um, I'm gonna Google Fishing Planet iPad. Oops, that's to play it on the iPad. Fishing Planet. Uh, uh,
Bring up tablet.
key,
I'm doing meat spin with my reel.
basically. Is it M?
I think it is. All right, cool. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, Taylor and Alton did look good. The corners did not, though. That would be the if there's anything to be concerned about right now, I think it's that. I I'll be posting a video tomorrow morning where I go into more depth about this stuff, but that would be my initial diagnosis. Alton was gassed at one point in this game, though. Like he was getting tired because the defense was on the field for about 58 minutes for 69 for 20 minutes. As much as I know you hate to do this next, what if you restarted your computer? Do you think that would help?
No, because it's not my computer that's at fault right now, it's my network. The router is in my dad's bedroom and he's asleep right now, so I'm not gonna fucking go in there and bother him with this shit.
Okay.
Because ultimately it's not that big of a concern. I'm tired and will eventually go to sleep at some point within the next couple of hours.
That may have been his internet giving out once and for all because I cannot hear him anymore, and I don't think you guys can either. Shrug. But anyway, yeah. I wonder if Gino. I don't think we save any money if we cut Gino, but we might end up cutting Gino. That concussion might have screwed him over because I think Magoo looked okay tonight. Who is Jake Browning on? The Vikings?
So, like I was saying, uh,
Oh, okay. There you are. I couldn't hear you for about the last 30 seconds. You completely cut out, and I thought your internet died.
that's exactly what happened. So,
Okay.
what I'm saying is, my internet's good enough to where even though it's an annoyance, I can at least do stuff mostly. So I'll go to sleep, and then my dad will get up in a few hours, realize something's wrong, and then restart the router.
All
Either
right.
that, mom's at fault, because occasionally she is for these kinds of things.
All right. Well, sorry to hear that, man. That's unfortunate. All right. Well, the good news is I can at least fill my net because these fish are huge. They're showing. I just saw the read option by Magoo on the third down where he picked it up. Pretty nice, actually. It was a nice little fake. I kind of like that.
His name is actually Magoo, like you're not just memeing.
Well, it's not spelled like Mr. Magoo, but his name is Magoo, yes. Google Alex Magoo, spelled Mcgough. He actually exists in real life.
Is he the Seahawks center?
Backup quarterback.
Oh, then why the fuck did Google autocomplete to that shit?
Huh. Yeah, I think the plan is. I do think that the plan is that the pass rush covers up the mediocre secondary play. So if that ends up not panning out, then it's not going to be fun.
Okay, you said, how do you spell his name? Let me see.
McGough.
It's not Magoo, that's Magaw.
But everyone pronounces it Magoo, so.
Everyone's retarded then. That's. I've known a lot of people with that exact name, and they've always pronounced it Magaw. Now maybe that's because everyone's always been concerned about being called Magoo,
Mm-hmm.
but God, you never saw The Sopranos, did you? Shit.
I have not. Is there a
God,
character named Magoo in that?
No, there isn't, but there's one great line where it got Tony Soprano, the main character, has an uncle, and his uncle's name is Corrado Soprano Jr.
Hmm.
So everyone calls him Junior, and Tony calls him Uncle Junior. And uh, in the first season, there's a character who tries to blame their own actions on Uncle Junior. So he says, "It's not me. It was Junior." So then this one character who's outrageous, and I love him. He's like, "That's right, Junior, Mr. Magoo," because Junior's like fucking old as shit. So he's like, "That's right, it was Junior, Mr. Magoo." I just keep thinking of fucking.
Did you ever see the A Christmas Carol with Mr. Magoo?
I know that I cut out again. When did I cut out?
You cut out right. You actually finished your story about the Sopranos before you cut out. I
Oh,
think you only cut out a couple seconds.
that's pretty lucky then.
Did you ever see the A Christmas Carol, Mr. Magoo version?
I don't think so.
Hmm. Someone in chat just said when Junior accidentally shoots Tony, classic episode.
Yeah, thanks for spoiling it for him.
Well, as long as he doesn't die, which I know he doesn't die because,
Right, he dies in the ending, but
hmm no, he died in the first episode and the rest was his,
oh my fucking god,
it's
that
like
would be
the,
so.
it's like,
Has a show done that?
yeah, Lost. Didn't Lost do that?
Oh god,
They all died on the airplane and everything that happened was just the afterlife.
something like I don't fucking know. I know I never watched Lost. I never paid attention to that shit. I just know it's a great example because that was J.J. Abrams' thing, right?
Yes. Well, although
Yeah.
his level of involvement in the later seasons is debated.
Well, it's a great example of exactly why the Star Wars uh, sequel trilogy went the way that it did. Is J.J. Abrams leaves things half finished. He never thinks about an ending and is never working towards it. And it's always a fucking disaster.
Yeah. Well, J.J. Abrams is only interested in getting the audience to go like, "Huh, I wonder what's going on here." It doesn't matter if he ever explains what's going on. He just got the audience hooked because they wanted to figure out what was going on. He doesn't actually need to follow through on anything because he already got the audience to watch his show for X number of episodes. Like he already got their money. J.J. Abrams was working on The Watchmen. I did not know that.
God.
I heard about The Leftovers. That actually sounded like an interesting show. I never watched it. It did sound kind of interesting.
Sound like an interesting I'm just kidding. Um,
I'm pretty sure that's literally what Lost said. All the characters were dead. Everything that happened was just their, which I mean, I don't know if they ever admitted that they had no idea what they were doing and they just at the end decided to do that because they couldn't figure out what else to do because they had no plan, but that's very obviously a situation of not having a plan. Yeah, yeah, I didn't think J.J. Abrams worked on The Watchmen or The Leftovers. I think the TV shows he did were Alias, Lost, and I don't know if he's done any TV shows recently. Abrams has done one or two things that I like. He seems like he's a good director and a terrible writer for the most part.
good director and terrible writer describes a lot of situations where people are given way too much authority to completely handle a thing and have no fucking business doing it, you know.
Well, I think both of J.J. Abrams' parents are big shots in Hollywood, so it's no mystery how he got his opportunity.
Yeah, I don't know. Does chat feel like receiving some red pills right now?
Well, I'm actually going to try to catch one more fish and then I'm going to get out of here. So it's probably a little too late to start, but
Okay.
I mean, I don't think it's a big red pill to say that nepotism exists.
Well, no, I was going to say more along the lines of Hollywood is filled with that kind of shit because there happens to be a particular tribe that dude, I'm dead fucking serious. Like there's did you ever watch Frasier?
A little bit, not a ton, but I
Uh
did watch it.
the child actor that they had playing Frasier's kid was the exact same throughout the entire series of Frasier. And he didn't have a big part, like he wasn't there every single fucking episode, but you know, he'd usually appear like once a season. And they not only kept him through all 11 years of Frasier like that, but as it turns out, this kid was actually in a lot of different movies as a child actor, and as he got older, he's been on a lot of different shit. I just felt like seeing what he looked like when he grew up because I didn't know. So I was like, hey, I just wanted to see what this kid looked like when he grew up because I check that out, you know, all the time. Child actors, what they look like when they grew up and shit. And you know, so I go to Google the guy, and then like his fucking name comes back. It's like Shlomo Finkelstein or some shit, and I'm like, oh well, that explains why he's had such a long and lengthy fucking career.
Yeah. In Mad Men, there was a character. There was a character who was a kid when the show started, and they gave the role to the lead writer's son who could not act, but it was okay because the kid he was playing was kind of creepy and weird anyway. So it kind of worked, but he ended up continuing to have a role as the show went on, and he still could not act, and it was really bad. And yeah, that's why you don't hire your kids to act in your otherwise very respectable and well done television show.
Yeah, that kind of thing happens a lot.
The Godfather 3, good God. I mean, I don't even think I need to say any more after that.
Well, I mean, there were so many problems with it that I think you do need to, because I don't know what specifically you're referring to.
Um, well, Francis Ford Coppola hired originally, I think it was Winona Ryder to play the role of Michael's daughter. And
And
she's
then
a
he ended up making it his daughter or something.
yeah, because she wanted to do Edward Scissorhands instead, and his daughter cannot act.
It's been a long time since I watched Godfather 3. I literally only watched it once, and I think I was 12.
Mm. I don't hate it, but that performance is one of the worst. Like, I can't believe they didn't realize how, early on, like, we cannot do this. Like,
I don't know either.
we, I wish they could take that movie and, like, digitally insert Anne Hathaway or something. Like, good God. All she does is sit there and read her lines. None of the starters on the offensive line played, except maybe Gabe Jackson, and I don't think Gabe Jackson played either. Now that I think about it, so I'm pretty sure none of the starters played. Yeah. A few people did note the irony of another writer coming into Star Wars and writing a story about how it doesn't matter what your origins are, where you came from, who your parents are, you can still achieve great things. And then Abrams came back in and was like, no, you actually do have to be born of famous and great people and powerful people in order to matter in the galaxy. More than a few people have pointed out the irony of that storyline going the way that it did.
Why would they waste their time with that shit? My God, like, look, there's two things to me that define the sequel trilogy more than anything else. in terms of it being the complete pilot direct that it absolutely is. The first is when Luke milks a dinosaur. Like, what the
Nope.
fuck? The second is when they have that one character go like, somehow Palpatine returned.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck
Yeah.
me. The delivery was perfect because it wasn't the character saying that, it was the actor. And that
Yeah.
wasn't a scene, that was actually when they first read the script and
Yeah.
he's trying to break it to the cast what the fuck they have to deal with. So he goes, somehow Palpatine returned.
No, after saying that line, he should have looked right at the camera. Like in a Hot Tub Time Machine when they do the title drop.
Right. Yeah. He should have looked directly into the camera, and then they should have licensed out the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme, and Larry David should have played Palpatine. Could you imagine Larry David playing Palpatine? Holy shit.
Yeah. You know, somebody was like, somebody wrote somehow Palpatine returned in the script and then left a footnote like, we'll figure out something later, and then nobody ever figured something out later, and they just left it in there.
Oh my god. I'm gonna type that in right now. Somehow Palpatine return Curb.
Somehow Palpatine returned. At least Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings had the good sense to explain how their villains kept coming back to life.
Yeah, really.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
What a disappointment. Yeah, the offensive line tonight was, I think, hold on, Stone Forsyth, Jake Curhan, Phil Haynes, uh, Greg Island, maybe, and I think we also had, was it Kyle? I know Brad Lundblade played some, but maybe Jared Hawker was the other starter. I don't know. I don't think Jordan Simmons played. Yeah. All right, guys. Sorry for the short stream, but it's late anyway. I'm tired. I'm going to um, go ahead and sign off for the night. Tomorrow morning, yeah, tomorrow morning, I will be posting a post game video for the Raiders game tonight, or last night now. And I will be doing a short stream to discuss the game, just the game. Like, we're not going to be playing anything. I'll just be focusing on this game. So, with that in mind, see you all later today now because it is actually already Sunday. Yes, Cory, Posick is the center. But yeah, keep an eye out for all that tomorrow. See you guys later. Go Hawks.